shaking. That may be the biggest deer of my life.
Christian Chatellier from Glen Rose, Texas. My wife's from the Amarillo, Texas area. We've got 2 small kids, and then I've got an older son as well. So I've been in outdoor hunting and shooting industry for about 8 years, and I'm with Dead Air Silencers, so it kind of goes hand in hand. So I've been around the industry a little bit. I've been with the Woodsman for about, this will be 5 years now. This year I started out, I had a weird season. Well, I'd had knee surgery the end of June. So that put me in a hard, strict routine of 3 times a week doing some rehab. Well, last visit to the doctor at Texas Ortho before the hopeful release after the knee surgery. We've got to get hunting. Wish me luck. I had an opportunity to go out to Muley, Texas area, which is northwest Texas in the Panhandle. And I had an opportunity to go mule deer hunting with a friend of mine who I do business with. We get out and see this place, and you would just think it was nothing but farmland, but they have some of the biggest and most concentrated group of mule deer in the South. And we get out there, they're rutting, they're in the wheat fields, they're running everywhere, and we're in the sand dunes, if you know that area. Hey guys, Christian here with Buck Ventures. We're out in West Texas with JWP Outfitters. We're on our, finally made it here, we're on our mule deer hunt. So we've got 2 hunters, and Justin, the main guy, is guiding us today. We've got eyes on some mule deer already that showed up to cameras earlier today, so we're gonna try to go out and head them off real quick. But we got out here, ran, got some lunch and in our clothes, and here we are. So wish us luck and follow along. So we just got out here, we're already seeing deer. We're on top of a sand dune. And there's a really good buck that Justin got pictures of this morning. What is he, a 4x4?
Yeah, he's a 4x4.
A 4x4, but he is just massive. He's probably, what, 4.5, 5-year-old deer?
Oh, he's
maybe older?
Probably a 6.5.
6.5-year-old deer. But his mass is ridiculous, and he's real wide. He's over probably 22, 24 inches wide.
26.
26. That's why he's the pro. But he's chasing a doe right now. He's pushing her, and then there's a young 10 right here with another small deer about 200 yards away, and some does laid up. They just stood up and started sparring. So we're already seeing deer, but we're just trying to wait it out. Stop right there, Justin. So we're back on a different hill that we're doing some looking at. We've got about 100 on this side and about 10 on this side. Right over here, there's a group of 10 with, I don't know, 3 or 4-year-old. We're not gonna make a move on them. There's 2 good ones over here, and they're at 1,300. So we're just waiting to see what they're gonna do. Wish us luck. Well, finalizing day 1. We didn't get our target bucks back in. We saw them coming from a long way off. They were probably, I don't know, half mile, 3/4 of a mile from us, and just never came through the draw that we were hoping they would. But we did see some, one of the target bucks and another one. We probably saw, I don't know, 125, 130 deer today. It was crazy. They were out in the fields, they were feeding, they were on their feet most of the day, and then they started rutting. So we got some really good action today, saw a lot of fighting. So we know that rut starts. So end of a wonderful day, and we'll be back in here tomorrow. Well, the truck said about 37, 38 on the way. If it ain't in the low 30s or 20s. We've got ice all over the side-by-side, so we're getting that stuff off, but you can see the background here. Beautiful setting this morning. Sun's coming up, so we're gonna get in here and try to get on these mule deer again. We didn't quite get it done yesterday afternoon. We had them coming in, but just didn't have enough time. The sun was going down and they were just a little too far off. So we're gonna get in, we're gonna set up high on a sand dune and watch them come in and try to cut them off whenever they get there. But it's gonna be a beautiful day no matter what. So hang with us and come along and see what happens. The mule deer were leaving, going to these big fields to feed and coming back, and we were just trying to catch them in that pattern. And we were able to put them to bed one day. They were actually laid up for a long period of time, and we just waited them out on this hillside. We're waiting these deer out. We knew they were gonna get up and move. The does have the bucks locked down with them, and whenever this deer stands up, he gets behind some brush. And I knew a spot that I wanted to take him, and he got out in the open. Here we go. Eric, hold that on him. Just hold it up. No, this. No, hang it out. All right, here we go. Let me see your sticks. He's still the one looking at us, white face, yep. Right? All right.
There you go. Got him.
Thank you. First big muley. Shot him at 200. They're not even moving hardly. That silencer was so quiet. Yeah, we've been playing cat and mouse with him all morning. There was a herd of about, what do you think, Justin, 50?
Probably
60?
50 or 60.
50 or 60 mule deer. And there's still half of that standing over there. I shot it with the CVA Cascade 300 and I got the dead air on it. And they really don't hear it, especially in this wind. But I'm using the Swagger bipod. This thing was perfect. I was on my knees, I could lean into it. It was perfect setup for this hill that I'm on. I can't be more excited. I can't wait to get my hands on him. He is a stud of a muley. I'd never put my hands on a mule deer just after being shot. I didn't know how big they truly were. The neck size on this mule deer, it's like an inner tube, like a tire. And I get up to it, I couldn't believe it. They're almost 400 pounds. They eat well, but when I put my hands on the rack, the deer, it was just, it was an awesome feeling. Just knowing that I was able to take that animal clean. He was gonna feed my family, but I was just super excited. And I know I'll go back and do it again. I think I'm hooked now, but it was just a great time to be there. So I'd filled my tag for my mule deer in North Texas, and I still had a tag for Texas for whitetail. And I had a hunt lined up with Swagger and Big and Jay down in South Texas, and I was really eager to get down there and do this. So this hunt I'd been waiting for. It was lined up, it was great. I'd been talking back and forth with Josh, and I get down there first. I left early, get all the gear set up, and I'm waiting on the front porch. I've got all my gear spread out. I like to have every hunt, after every hunt, I come back in and I reload my gear bag, knowing I have everything there, and everything's spread out. And Josh pulls up.
Oh,
in.
Good. What's up, man? Good to see you, buddy. Let's go check a spot. I'm gonna get some snake boots on.
And he is just, you ready? Let's go. And we went out and looked at feeders and locations we were going to try to hunt. Coming from the north to central part of Texas, another 6 hours south towards the border, it's different. It was warm, the wind was blowing, it was different weather. We didn't have any cool weather, and we were really skeptical of what was going to happen, but it turned out, actually the weather turned out to be really good. We had a good wind. We had some cooler weather come in also with some rain, so that even made the hunt better. Here we are 2 days into the hunt. We had hunted almost 3 times a day, of course more than even, but even a midday, and we had this deer that he had picked out for me. And again, we like those 5.5, 6.5 year old deer. We want the mature deer. We don't want a young deer, no matter what the rack size looks like. We wanted a mature deer. And he had one picked out already, so we had trail cam photos of it. You know, we had the stealth cam out, and we had a couple pictures of this deer, but once the weather changed, that deer was a ghost. Just a real huge 12 point, just a real nice buck, old deer of course. So we wanted to move sides of the ranch, very big ranch. We moved sides. It was really hot, so we were in t-shirts and almost shorts, and we got into a box blind and there was no action whatsoever. We saw a javelina, a couple of does, a small buck, and just all of a sudden the woods came alive. Some bucks started showing up. A buck came out to my left down the Sendero Road and just stopped. And when he stopped, he was looking out in the field. I couldn't see, there was some brush there. And I knew something was over there, I didn't know what it was. And then a minute or two later here, he shows up coming in the middle of the field.
Let's see if I can, give me just a second, see if he's gonna go to the Big and J. I'd go, yeah. Let me see what down we got. That's an older deer.
So once this buck gets out there, something spooked him. He looked at the deer that were in there, and I think it was the javelina, I'm not sure, but he got spooked and started running, and I leaned to Josh and said, "You got to stop him now."
Stop him. Here we go. That just happened. Holy smokes. I was like, when he started running, I thought the eggs were coming in or something, man. He was so, oh, there's another buck there. He was so calm. Oh, just a young one. He was so calm forever. And then he just took off running and just finally stopped. But, and man, look, they're not even scared. They have no clue what happened. So I saw him go down right back over here on the edge of all this big grass. Yeah. He did a nose dive for sure. Wow, that is a pretty deer.
So I walk up to the deer, and I'm looking at him just going, man, there's definitely no ground shrinkage here. And again, it just all built up from being able to take a good mule deer and then just ending my season really, but in Texas, the home state, being able to end that with a great animal. So we prayed and thanked the Lord for giving us the opportunity and letting us take this animal.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's Walk by Faith. And today, let's open up to Hebrews 10, 24 and 25, and it says this, "And let us consider how to stimulate one another to love and good deeds, not forsaking our own assembling together, as it is a habit for some, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near." And guys, I'm going to hit home a little bit. I've heard many people say, you know, hunters, I would rather be in a deer stand thinking of God than be in church thinking of hunting. And, you know, this is just not right. As we pursue God, that should look like us wanting to be with Him and God's people. And I'm not saying you got to be in church every time the door's open, but that ought to be our desire, to be around God's people. He calls us, the first and second commandment, to love Him with all our heart, soul, mind, and strength. And then to love others as ourselves. Those are the two. And if we're not doing that, and we don't want to be in church and we're just going to hunt all year, I would encourage you to examine yourself, because that's just not how it's supposed to be. Let's put God first, our wife second, then our family, and then hunting. Guys, I'm Jeff Danker, and remember, as we always say, shoot by sight and walk by faith.